king was losing his mind. His guards were terrified, and the entire army of Israel was paralyzed by a single, booming voice from the valley floor. They had everything to lose. The hope of an entire nation rested on a shepherd boy, chosen by God, anointed in secret. Yet he was only a boy who had never even held a sword. You've been told the story of David and Goliath 1,000 times, but you've never heard the sound of the fear in the valley, or the moment the power of God shifted from a rejected king to an unknown boy. This isn't a fairy tale. This was a war. The mountains of the Valley of Elah were silent, unnaturally silent. For 40 days, two armies stood on opposite peaks, locked in a stare that never broke. On one side, Israel, armor fading under the relentless sun, hearts gripped with fear. What happened to their God? The one who split the sea, the one who fought for them? He didn't disappear. Their faith did. And now, one giant's voice was louder than every miracle they had ever seen. The Philistines, confident, unshaken, they weren't waiting, they were in control. Every morning, as the sun hit the valley floor, the Philistine champion emerged. Goliath, 9 feet of bronze, iron, and intimidation. He walked into the center of the valley, a one-man wrecking crew, and waited.
Why have you come out to line up for battle? Am I not a Philistine? And are you not the servants of Saul? Choose one man from among you, and let him come down to fight me. If he is able to fight me and kill me, then we will become your servants. But if I defeat him and kill him, then you will become our servants and serve us. Today I challenge the armies of Israel. Give me a man, so we can fight each other.
He wasn't just shouting, he was setting the terms of their extinction. When the soldiers of Israel heard those words, the absolute certainty in his voice, every man, from the youngest recruit to the seasoned veteran, was shattered. They didn't just hear a man, they heard the sound of their own end. 3 of David's brothers were already at the front lines, serving under King Saul. But while they were fighting for their lives, David was back in the hills of Bethlehem, tending his father's flock. He was the youngest, the one nobody expected to find in the middle of a war.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He make me to lie down in green pastures.
One morning, his father, Jesse, called him.
Take this grain, these loaves, and these cheeses to your brothers. See how they fare, and bring back a token, a sign that they are still alive.
David reached the valley just as the armies were moving into their battle array. He left his supplies with the baggage keeper and ran to the front lines to find his brothers. But as he stood there, talking to them, the ground began to tremble.
Saul, send a man to fight me, you cowards!
Goliath's booming, arrogant laughter echoed across the valley. David's brother Eliab saw him and turned with cold fury.
Go back, David. Why did you even come down here? I know your pride, boy. You didn't come to help. You just wanted to watch the battle.
David looked at his brother, then turned his gaze toward the center of the valley. He watched the Philistine champion strutting in the dust, mocking the name of the Almighty. He saw the soldiers trembling, and the fire he had carried in the fields of Bethlehem ignited.
Who is this uncircumcised Philistine, that he should defy the armies of the living God?
The men standing nearby fell silent. The question wasn't just a challenge. It was an accusation against everyone who had been standing there, terrified for 40 days. Word reached King Saul that a young man was asking questions about the giant. He sent for David. The shepherd was brought into the royal tent, standing before a king who had forgotten how to fight.
Thou art not able to go against this Philistine. Thou art but a youth, and he has been a man of war from his youth.
Let no man's heart fail because of him. Thy servant will go and fight with this Philistine.
The Lord who rescued me from the lion and the bear will rescue me from this giant.
Saul didn't see a champion. He saw a dead boy walking. But David didn't look at the giant. He looked at the history of his own life.
Thy servant kept his father's sheep. There came a lion and a bear and took a lamb out of the flock. I went out after him and smote him and delivered it out of his mouth. And when he arose against me, I caught him by his beard and smote him and slew him.
Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil.
Thy servant slew both the lion and the bear, and this uncircumcised Philistine shall be as one of them, seeing he hath defied the armies of the living God. The Lord that delivered me out of the paw of the lion and out of the paw of the bear, he will deliver me out of the hand of this Philistine.
The tent fell silent. The sound of the wind outside seemed to stop. Saul looked at the boy, then slowly nodded, his voice barely a whisper. Saul armed David with his own royal armor, a heavy coat of mail and a thick bronze helmet. It didn't fit. It was awkward and heavy. David realized he couldn't move, let alone fight, in another man's shadow.
It's armor. It's too heavy. I can't wear this.
I see.
He stripped it all off. He walked to the brook, chose 5 smooth, water-worn stones, and gripped his shepherd's staff. He went to war with what he knew, his staff, his sling, and his God. Goliath saw him coming. He roared, his voice shaking the ground.
I will crush you under my heel and feed you to the vultures. Am I a dog that thou comest to me with staves?
Thou comest to me with a sword, and with a spear, and with a shield. But I come to thee in the name of the Lord of hosts, the God of the armies of Israel, whom thou hast defied. This day will the Lord deliver thee into mine hand, and I will smite thee, and take thine head from thee. I will give the carcasses of the host of the Philistines this day unto the fowls of the air, and to the wild beasts of the earth. earth may know that there is a God in Israel. And all this assembly shall know that the Lord saveth not with sword and spear, for the battle is the Lord's, and he will give you into our hands.
David didn't back away. He ran toward the giant, his voice ringing with authority across the valley.
I come in the name of the Lord.
The stone flew, a snap like a cracking whip, and sank deep into the giant's forehead. The champion of the Philistines hit the earth like a falling mountain. David took the giant's own sword, finished the battle.
This boy has the Spirit of God.
The stone flew, a snap like a cracking whip, and sank deep into the giant's forehead. The champion of the Philistines hit the earth like a falling mountain. David took the giant's own sword, finished the battle, and the Philistine army fled in terror.
To the dust with them! Our God fights for us! Charge!
And so the boy they overlooked became the man heaven chose, not by sword, not by armor, but by faith in the living God. A giant fell, and a nation remembered who fights their battles. The giant is dead, but the battle is a mirror for your own life. You are likely facing a giant right now: health, finances, divorce, or grief. Here is the lesson from the valley to carry with you. The giant is not yours. When you stare at your giant, stop trying to own it. If you believe your struggles are your battle, you will collapse. The giant is not against you. It is standing in the way of the God who is for you.
Stop wearing someone else's armor. We often try to fight giants using other people's logic, expectations, or fear. If it doesn't fit your spirit, take it off. Your victory won't come from being like everyone else. It comes from your unique relationship with the Creator. Cultivate the secret place. David was a giant slayer because of the years he spent alone in the wilderness. You cannot stand before a giant if you have not learned to stand in the presence of God when no one is watching.
I surrender my worries to you.
David prepared for the battle, but he trusted in the single shot he had. God does not ask you to kill the giant by yourself. He asks you to bring your stones, your faithfulness, your integrity, and your courage to the brook.
Stand your ground. Stay in your own armor. What is the one stone of faith you are going to pick up today to start your walk toward your giant? If this story gave you the strength to face your own giant today, tap that like button. It tells the algorithm to push this message to someone else who might be losing their hope right now. And if you want to walk through the rest of David's journey with us, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. I want to hear your story. What giant are you letting go of today? Type it in the comments below. Let's stand together in this.